Just after giving birth to Finnegan, Jinger Duggar Vuolo wasted no time sharing anecdotes about her pregnant adventure. Among her many tales is the one about her mother's transformation into a mama bear due to the restrictions placed on her ability to walk her to labor. The fact that Jinger was induced while carrying Finnegan was also disclosed by her. But there are a few diehards who are opposed to it. In order to find out why Jinger is being attacked, continue reading. Jinger Duggar and Jeremy recently released a podcast in which they discussed her birth story. What really got people's attention, though, was when Jinger spilled the beans about Michelle's extreme reaction when security prevented her from accompanying her to the delivery room. The former Counting On star claims that her mother is the most wonderful human being, but that things take a turn when her grandchildren and great-grandchildren are there. After the security guards barred her path, she yelled out, "Let me go back there." Jinger was afraid her mom would be expelled from the hospital if she continued. Thankfully, things did not become worse, and Michelle got to meet her baby grandchild in due time. Jennifer Duggar, in her most recent podcast, Vuolo, also discussed her decision to undergo an induction for her third pregnancy. Counting On Star says she went into labor at 40 weeks, which is also when she's due. According to her, she was always thinking that her baby boy was cooked, the word she used to describe when the kid is ready to be born, and she was feeling done with pregnancy. One of the reasons she decided to get an induction was so she could support her family on both ends. However, not all of her admirers approve of her choice. The unnatural method of giving birth is opposed by some. Your religious beliefs appear to be subjective, to put it politely. You call it in God's time, but you interfere with the process of conception and delivery that God created. Not every infant is done according to the ultrasound timeline, but we're all done by 38 by 39/40 weeks because of key biological events that occur in those latter weeks. A medical emergency is the only valid justification to undergo an induction. Every little thing has a purpose when it's on. I don't mean to sound downbeat, but I do have a couple things I'd like to clarify. How is this a biblical way of thinking, given how common this is in today's society? I would contend that going against the natural progression of pregnancy and delivery for the sake of convenience is contrary to God's will. When you say, "The baby is fully cooked," I really get it. Oh my goodness, are you done yet? I couldn't stop asking. Are you done yet? Oh my goodness. Jinger Duggar Vuolo has also been enjoying some quality time with her expanding family recently, and her pregnant mother is sick of it. The former Counting On star recently shared a video of her family's perfect weekend at Descanso Gardens on social media. The model trains whirring through the little landscapes enchanted her children, she disclosed. The group had a great day, according to Jinger, gazing at the many flowers and picturesque sceneries. The sudden ascent to fame of Evangeline and Felicity also caught many by surprise. Nonetheless, Jinger continues to adhere to her custom of concealing her children's faces. After telling her son Finn about her choice to induce labor, former Counting On star Jinger Duggar has become the target of a barrage of abuse. A flood of responses, from sympathies to outrage, ensued after she first shared this intimate encounter with her social media followers. Jinger Duggar's decision to have medical intervention during her birth has sparked further controversy, adding to the public scrutiny of the Duggar family's long history of extreme religious convictions and large family norms. Setting the scene for Jinger Duggar's birth story. Those who have been following Jinger Duggar's story know that she has decided to share details of her private life with the world. Jinger has been candid about the ups and downs of parenting throughout her whole life, from her marriage to Jeremy Vuolo to the arrival of their 2 children. She gives her massive social media following a window into the Duggar family's daily lives with her frequent sharing of personal stories. Formerly known as one of the more liberal Duggar family members, Jinger has previously made news for rejecting the conventional beliefs held by her relatives. She and her husband left the tight-knit town in Arkansas for the more liberal city of Los Angeles, and she abandoned the Duggars' traditional clothing code. It appeared like Jinger would continue to share her motherhood journey with her fans after the birth of her second child, Finn. But the choice to induce labor was what really sparked the public's anger. A lot of people thought it was wrong to force a woman into labor until absolutely necessary, and they also thought it went against the natural order of things. While some saw it as a turning point in Jinger's parenting path, others saw it as her doing what she thought was best for her family. A debate on induction. For a long time, the subject of inducing labor or choosing a medically assisted delivery has divided expectant moms. Induction is a medical necessity for some women, but it's also a choice some women make for convenience, especially in cases of late pregnancy, health issues with the mother or the baby, or difficulties during labor. It seemed like Jinger's decision to induce labor with Finn was more of a personal one than a medical one, which led to criticism of her. It is well known that the Duggar family prefers natural childbirth and believes that intervention should be avoided until absolutely necessary, which is why Jinger's decision to induce labor has caused controversy. Trusting in God's timing and allowing labor to progress naturally is something that Jinger's family, particularly her mother Michelle Duggar, has previously spoken out about. Some Duggar family followers saw Jinger's decision to have an induction as a departure from the values they had always held dear. A large number of Jinger's admirers voiced their disapproval of her decision to have medical intervention during her birth in online comments and posts. Some people thought the Duggar family took a conventional view, and they thought Jinger's decision went against it. Some people thought that Jinger's faith and family values weren't as important as secular, modern views when she decided to induce. How social media contributed to the reaction. Instagram and YouTube are just two of the numerous places where Jinger Duggar's massive fan base may be found. She frequently updates her fans on her life, sharing everything from family trips to the ups and downs of motherhood. This honesty has won her many admirers, but it has also made her vulnerable to naysayers who think she is failing to live up to her childhood aspirations. The amount of reaction that followed Jinger's post about her choice to induce labor was probably not something she anticipated. Her devoted fan base, who had been there for her through her first pregnancy and all of her children's major life events, began to question her decisions as she brought up her family's history of wanting a natural birth. There was an immediate outcry, and many fans shared their thoughts on the topic. Popular people like Jinger Duggar often get both praise and condemnation for the choices they make in the opinion-sharing realm of social media. Some viewers were quick to defend her decision, while others were eager to scold her for failing to conform to what they saw as the Duggar family's ideals. Leaving behind long-established customs, Jinger Duggar's readiness to depart from the conventional ideals that the family has maintained for years is one of the most notable features of her life that distinguishes her from her siblings. Jinger has been more receptive to trying new things than her sisters, who have mostly stuck to the Duggar family's traditional ways of life. One of the earliest indicators that Jinger was prepared to live her life apart from her family's expectations was her choice to relocate to Los Angeles with her spouse Jeremy. She has shown greater flexibility in her stance on several subjects, including birth control, education, and style. Inducing labor with Finn was just another way she broke away from her family's influence and carved out a unique route for herself. Some see Jinger's decisions as a sign of her breaking free of the shackles of the strict standards upheld by the Duggar family for generations. A lot of people see it as a departure from the Duggar family's traditional beliefs, which have always been important to them. Although Jinger's decision to induce labor was ultimately a personal one, it generated controversy among fans who were accustomed to witnessing the Duggar family live according to other ideals, and it appeared to represent Jinger's changing position on traditional values. The overarching view. A mother's choice. Jinger Duggar's decision to induce labor during her son Finn's pregnancy is, ultimately, an extremely private matter. Because every pregnancy and delivery is different, there is no universally applicable method that has been proven effective. Though some were critical of Jinger's choice, we must not forget that she was exercising her parental authority when she made that decision. Inducing labor is a complex decision that involves many considerations. Yet, it may be the safest choice for mother and child in some circumstances. Everyone has their own perspective on the subject, but it's important to keep in mind that Jinger Duggar's personal experiences, her marriage, and the decisions she makes for her family are what really form her path as a mother. Additionally, admirers and critics will certainly keep a watch on Jinger's decision-making abilities as she moves through life away from the Duggar family's public spotlight. Regardless of how public someone's life is, decisions we make for our families are very personal, and Jinger's growing journey serves as a reminder of this. This is true whether we're talking about parenting, birth choices, or any other part of her life.